How's it going today, everybody? This is your man, Sir Earl, coming to you once again with a podcast. Today, I wanted to discuss a subject that I call Blame It on Our Parents. That's what the title will be of this podcast. What I'm looking to discuss is that I have noticed that over the years, we as a nation of people in this generation has gotten a lot softer. And I look to the fact of some of my own experiences and what is the behind all of this. And one of the biggest factors that I find is that our parents or the generation before us, whether it be uncles, parents, grandmothers, whatever, they look to teach us to play it safe, go to school, get a job, buy a house, never draw money down from your house, and just live your life, live it nice and safe. Unfortunately, things just does not work that way anymore. Schools are teaching subjects that are methods and subjects that are decades and decades and decades old. The world has moved on and changed with very little change to our educational system. We do a lot of studying of things that we will never ever need or use in our lifetime. Now, that's not to say that I don't like or approve of school. I believe that there are certain people or certain professions that without school, this won't exist. Some people haven't adapt for school. I mean, if you're talking about being a teacher, you're talking about being a lawyer or a doctor, there has to be school. The problem that I look at is that most parents or the generation preceding us, they paint everything with a broad stroke. Everybody should go to school. Everybody should get a job, a safe job. Everybody should buy a house. Everybody should get married and have a couple of kids and never draw money down on your house. The problem with that to me is that you paint a broad stroke of a large group of people, millions of people. And what I've found is that you have kids that go to school and they don't like school. I have a nephew who would have never done well in school, although his mom pushed him to go to school. He didn't even get good grades in high school. But when he went to the military, the Navy in particular, that was what he needed. That changed him in a way that nothing else could have ever changed him for the good. So, you have school, you have military, and you have trades. I think as a parent, we should know our kids to the point that we can direct them in the right position, not demand, not require them to do what we think they should do. It's their life. Um, I do what I love to do every day. And I was told 20 plus years ago when I started that to not have been to high school or college, there's no way you're going to be able to run a business. Well, I have one of the more successful businesses. And it is because I adapt to working and learning as I go. And that's not to say I made a lot of mistakes, but it's a part of growing up. Mistakes make you who you are. And when my son, I'm athletic. I was an athletic person when I was younger, but when my son grew up, my youngest son grew up, he didn't want to play athletics. He wanted to be on a speech team, be on a debate team. He wanted to play chess. That was so far from what I grew up doing that I had to adapt to that and I had to support that. And he wound up being really, really good at it. And I could not do anything but support that. I didn't understand it, but it was something that he loved to do. So it would not benefit me to make him do what I wanted him to do or what I did because it's not my life. He has to live that life. And so far, I'm very, very proud of the choices that he's made in his life because once you learn to make your own choices in spite of what people, your parents, your friends, your relatives, what they might say, then that gives you more direction and options in your life to make the decisions that make you happy, which is what life should be. You should be making the decisions based on what you want in your life, not what other people want in your life. You have got to live that life. So I don't believe anyone can direct your life for you. Um, Parents can help, they can guide, they can support, they can do all those things, but I feel it's totally, totally wrong, even for a parent to say, do this, go to school, do this, get a safe job. I believe that it kills so much creativity. I think right now that there's someone somewhere that may had a dream of having a cure for cancer, or that was a desire that they had. They're probably selling shoes somewhere, or someone that dreamed of creating the cure for AIDS that's renting cars at the local enterprise. Why? Because their parents wanted them to go to school, study business, which school teaches you nothing about business, and get a nice, safe job. Well, the deep down creativity of what they wanted to accomplish, whether it's art, musician, whatever it may be, it may, you may have the child that just wants to go to school, and that's fine. Steer him in that direction. But then again, you may have the child that want to do other things in life that deep down inside, I've always my life had a deep down desire to help people's lives. I didn't know that it would be personal training that did that, but it was. And I never received that support. I always received a lot of negative feedback from my family and my friends and everybody involved. And it was, because at the time, personal training was not just a common thing, but it was something that I had deep in my heart. A business is not a job that you just happen to be the boss of. A business is your oxygen. It's your fuel. It what wakes you up in the morning. It's your desire. It's your passion. And some people have that for their job. Most people don't. They say 85% of the people that work a job are unhappy, and you see it in the faces of today's workers. You go into a place, they're not smiling, they're not hospitable, they hate being there, and you have to realize you spend 8 to 10 hours of your day, not your week, 8 to 10 hours of your day in this environment that you hate. I know I did auto mechanics for well over a decade, and I spent 10 to 12 hours a day in a place that I hated. I absolutely, positively hated it. I could do the job, but I did not like it. It was not who I was. And that unhappiness majority of your day, to me, led to drinking. It led to drugs. It led to, when I got off work, all I wanted to do was forget about work. I didn't want to do nothing else. I just did not want to. I wanted to numb the pain of being at a place that I just did not like. I hated it. And so I know what that's like firsthand. And we have a lot of that in today's youth. And I believe that happiness is the cure-all for a lot of things. We look at different programs. We look at helping this, helping that. Whereas the bottom line is a lot of people are not happy. And a lot of people are not happy because they're doing things that they thought would make them happy. Happiness comes from the inside. It doesn't start with outside resources. So they're looking for things. Oh, I got this job. It pays 6 figures. Well, I'm not making enough, so I'm going to go back to school, which is crazy to me. You're going to spend another $50,000 in loans to make another $10,000 a year. The mathematics don't add up to me. But that's an individual's choice. But I believe that if more people spent majority of their day in a happy state, we would not have a lot of the problems in today's society that we do. So I know firsthand both sides. I worked a job that I hated. I never made more money as a trainer than I did as a mechanic. But I hated it. It just did not. It was not what I wanted to do with my life. That's nothing against mechanics, because I knew guys that Then they loved it, and even today they still love it. And that's not a knock on that. If you love what you do, no matter what it is, then you're in a select chosen few that spends the majority of their day happy. If you're not doing something you love to do, a lot of times we don't want to disappoint our parents, and we think if they say it's a great idea, or like I had a guy, he loved doing art. I had a client, he loved doing art, but when he went to school, he wanted to do art. And his mom said, well, I'm paying for this, and I'm not paying for you to do art. So to this day, he's an IT tech, and he does the job, but he's not particularly happy with it. And I believe that if you have a desire to do something, eventually you will find a way to make a comfortable living from it. I know people that, one of my clients, Bulu Master, he's a DJ. He's one of the best DJs, definitely in Chicago. And he fell in love with DJing in high school. And he found a way to make a very good living. Bulu has a big, huge house in Atlanta and travels back and forth to Chicago, charges top dollar, is worth every penny of it, and is happiest when he's doing DJing. Now, what we tend to do is we don't look at all these other options, and this world is changing faster than we could imagine. When I was little, you were told if you didn't go to school and become a lawyer or athlete, you were never going to get rich. Well, now things are different. I mean, they have YouTubers, they have podcasters, they have music producers, they have so many different ways. And making money is unique to the individual. If $50,000 a year pays your bills and makes you happy, then you are a success. Unfortunately for me, I'm looking at a $500 million a year empire that I want to build. Not because I think $500 million is going to make me happy, because you don't get to keep it anyway. You got to pay taxes, you got to pay employees. But I have a lot of dreams, goals, and ambitions that I know I need to achieve. And the dollar value connected with those dreams, goals, and ambitions add up to that number. And so it's more so about the pursuit of the dreams that I'm after, not the fact that I'm gonna make a lot of money. That idea. That's what I was saying. Money can't buy you happiness. Unhappy can't unhappy can't make you happy either. I'd rather be happy and wealthy, or happy and broke. I want to be happy, and happiness is the key to life. And so, no, money doesn't make you happy. The things you can do with that income can make you happy. Take trips, buy cars, help people. There's a lot to be done with it, but people get it confused. When you say to them, I want to be a multimillionaire, a billionaire, oh, it's all about the money to you. It's not all about the money. It's about achieving the dreams of happiness. I was told 21 years ago when I started my business, I would never make it. I wouldn't last at all. And so far, directly or indirectly, I've helped about 20 people get their studio started, and they came and went. And I'm still here, and I'm getting better at what I do because I've been through a lot of the mistakes. I've been through a lot of the trials. And we're just constantly getting better. It's not to say things are still hard, but when you love what you do, you come into the journey and you enjoy the journey, even with the hardships, even with the ups and downs. You enjoy the journey because it's what you love to do. So the message that I try to pass on to people, especially the younger generation, is that you listen to your parents, you respect your parents, but you make the decision for yourself because it's your life. You know, when you get out of college, you're 20, 21. If you live to be 100, that's 80 years of your life, not your parents' life. And don't make the decision to do what is safe, make the decision to do what makes you happy. And then it will become safe. And then you will figure a way to make a living from it, even if it's working for somebody else. So it's not so much about owning your own business. It's about making choices that make you happy to want to go to work, make you happy to want to wake up in the morning because you're doing something that you love to do, not something that you were told to do that you think is best. It's I know people that have PhDs that are unemployed, so it's not really working for you. Um, but that's their choice. That's their life. I made the choices to live my life. I didn't like school, so I didn't go to high school. I didn't like college, so I didn't go to college. I felt it was best for me to get in my business and learn as I go. And that's what I've done. And thus far, it's worked for me. So my message for a lot of people is don't do what people tell you to do. Do what in your heart that makes you happy, that allows you to wake up every day and look forward to your day. Don't let people steal your joy telling you what's safe and what's not safe. Um, Trust me, if you follow your heart and you believe in what you're doing, it will work out for you every single time. The key to pursuing dreams and goals is to never quit, never give up. If it's in your heart, it was put in your heart for a reason. And I've learned everything that we need to succeed is inside of us. It's already, every what is it? Every seed has a tree in it. We don't see it until you plant it and water it, but it's there. Your seed, you have that dream, you have that vision in you. So pursue it and don't let people take that from you. And, don't let the next generation lead you to their beliefs and what they think is right and what they would have done. They're not you, even if it's your parents. It's not you. Be respectful, but at the same time, figure out what makes you happy and how you need to live your life. All right. Until next time, everybody, let's keep it positive. Let's keep going after those dreams. Let's keep going after those goals. And I'll see you at the top. Take it easy.